Came in the door, and it was obvious from the moment he walked in that he was going to be the guy I was going to make the chief of my logistics to take care of infantrymen during war. And he turned out to be the absolute best idea that I had forced on me by a very smart brigade commander. During the invasion, Aaron did everything that I asked him to do and then some, because he's the most selfless, dedicated, intelligent, hardworking individuals and the biggest smartass that I know. I remember distinctly one day during the battle of, I believe it was Hill Off, it may have been the Jeff, I can't remember. I just remember I was standing there watching the carnage to my front, and all of a sudden there was this little gangly thing standing next to me watching it with me. And I looked and I didn't recognize him. I mean, his helmet's about this big on his little tiny head. And I looked and I had to do a double look, and I said, Aaron, what are you doing up here? He said, how can I support the battalion if I don't get a chance to see the combat? And I said, hey, look, the only thing I want you to do is make sure we have what we need. So the only time I want to see you for the rest of the time that we're in this war is when I'm coming back to fire you. Now go back there and get us our stuff. And he went back and he did that expertly. By the time we got to Mosul, we hadn't had anything to eat that didn't come out of a brown bag or a tin can. And so, cutting through all the cities, I noticed vegetables. There was tomatoes and there was cucumbers. And I remember giving Aaron, I can't remember, a couple $100, and I said, go find our soldiers some fresh things to eat. And back then, that was no safe mission to send anybody on. And when he came back, we ate well that night. And that was the first meal that we had that didn't come out of a plastic bag in, I think, like 40 or 50 days. And so, once again, Aaron stepped up to the plate without complaint, without need for grandeur. He just did it because it was the right thing to do. He took care of us. He really did. It's hard to explain, and it's hard to get across to you, but that's the caliber of this young man and what he did for us.
So Aaron, I just want you to know, amazing opportunity to be your friend. And not only your brother in Christ, but your friend, soldier with you. The times that we got to spend in Iraq were just amazing. Your character, your work ethic, the times even back in Fort Campbell, where we struggled through just junk of life, was always great. I've totally enjoyed having you and Tamer as dear friends over the years. Brother, the Army is not who you are. The Air Force will not be who you are. You're a born-again follower of the living God. You've been adopted into his family, and you're an heir of everything he has. And never forget, that's who you are in your deepest being. Everything else is just stuff you do. And I'm inordinately proud of you and everything you've done. God bless you, brother. I love you.
There's not a father in this country that's any more proud today than I am of my son. He has done excellent, beyond excellent, for his family and his country. I'm so proud. That's a day I'll remember forever.
Hey, Pete. I know I'm not supposed to call you Pete, but anyway, you've been Pete for my whole life. I want to thank you for your service, and I want to thank you for being the most wonderful son. And you did make me cry today, and I'm just really, really proud of you. I couldn't be more proud. I just love you. Bye.
My dad's been a great influence on my life and has taught me just about everything I know. And I really appreciate him for that. The one thing I would say about my father is that more than anything else, he is the most helpful person I know. I have never known him to turn down someone who is in need of help, including myself. If I ever need help with anything, he is the first person I turn to. Thank you for everything, Dad.
With the army of the free, count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might as the army goes rolling along.
What Dr. King said was the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in moments of great challenge and controversy. And that is the very descriptor that I would use for this young man. It's all called character, and he possesses more character than I ever will, and I'm honored to be his friend. Thank you.